Now, there's two main things that very few people are aware of that is pretty shocking. Number one, the average person in America consumes way more sugar than they think. It's actually over 300 grams of sugar every single day. A lot of that sugar is hidden. It's hidden as breads, pasta, cereal, crackers, biscuits, waffles, potatoes, things like that. But that's how much sugar they're consuming. And that's a cup and a half of sugar, 0.67 pounds, a little more than a half a pound of sugar every single day. That comes out to about 245 pounds of hidden sugar every single year. Now, the way that I look at sugar is like steel wool on your arteries, because what it does is it creates a lot of free radical damage, oxidation, and it just rusts out the inside of your body, specifically the inside of the arteries, the eye, the brain, the nervous system, especially the peripheral nerves on the bottom of your feet and your hands, and the kidneys. That's what sugar does to your body. It creates damage to the inside of the tissues, and then your body comes in and heals with cholesterol, protein, and calcium, because there's a lot of inflammation going on. And you know what happens after that. Let's talk about some other points about sugar. Your body stores sugar as glycogen. And glycogen is a combination of stored glucose molecules with some potassium in there, and there's also a lot of water. There's actually 3 times as much water. So you can look at glycogen like a sponge that is filled with about 10 pounds of water or fluid. So you have about 1,700 calories. That's like a half a pound. So you store the amount of sugar equal to the amount of sugar an average person consumes. What a coincidence. And what happens every single day is you tend to use up the sugar as energy and then replace it really fast. It's a very, very small battery. And the next point I want to bring up is that the average person never is able to tap into their fat, very rarely. So they're running on the sugar every day. They cannot go from one meal to the next without being hungry, and you have to keep replacing it over and over and over. And so you're hungry, you're craving, you're tired, you're stressed, and you're inflamed. Other than that, you're doing good. Now, when you actually switch over to burning fat, and if you can see right back here, look at this. This is 24 pounds of fat. This is beef fat. It's called tallow. Now, I ordered this not knowing how much I ordered, and I think I ordered the wrong size because all I wanted was a small bit of it to cook with, and they gave me 24 pounds of beef tallow. So I guess I'm going to have to figure out how to consume that. But the cool thing about fat is that when you run your body on this right here, it's a much cleaner fuel. Your brain loves to run on the byproduct of fat, which is ketones. Your brain hates running on glucose. You get irritable, you get brain fog, but when you run on ketones, it's a clean fuel and your brain is very happy, okay? Now, the average person is carrying around about 200,000 to 300,000 calories of this stuff right here, and only a half a pound of stored glucose. Yet they're not able to tap into this. So for those people that are new to the concept of healthy keto and fasting, the most important thing you need to do is drop your carbohydrates. That's what makes you burn fat. You must give up the breads, pasta, cereal, crackers, biscuits, potatoes, and all those hidden sugars. Okay, we want to drop that. Moderate protein, higher amounts of fat, and also a lot of vegetables. Now, if you're a beginner, and let's say that you're not organized yet and you just want to jump right in, I'm going to recommend you start with something called dirty keto. And that simply means that you're not looking at the quality of the ingredients, you're just low carb. So if you're out somewhere and you buy a burger, you just remove the bun. Okay. Of course, you're not going to do the fries or the Coke or anything like that, but you're just going low carb. That would be a good start because that will start you burning your own fat. But as you go, you want to develop more of a healthy keto lifestyle where you're increasing the quality of nutrients because there's a lot of nutrients, there's less chemicals, and you're going to actually be much healthier and look healthier as you lose weight. The other important thing to note is that when you start keto and you're a beginner, you always need to do electrolytes and sea salt and B vitamins, because if you don't, you're going to feel tired after about maybe 4 or 5 days. And you're going to think it's not working. It's not right for you. You might think it's the toxins coming out or whatever, but the truth is you just need some electrolytes and you need some sea salt, and those symptoms will go away. Anyway, I just want to mention 2 points. The average person is consuming a crazy amount of sugar hidden as other things that they might not think turn into sugar. And number 2, an average person rarely ever burns fat. There's a way to do it. I put a link down below. Check it out.